Welcome, everybody, to the Three-Tooth Zombie Podcast, 3TZ. It's your host, Raven Stone. This is going to be kind of a hodgepodge of a whole bunch of stuff because there's a lot of things that I've been looking into and just fascinating stuff. First off, I don't think I've made one. I don't think I talked about on my last podcast that the tax cuts that they got through. Awesome. Of course, you know, the Libbies out there were just going to town, just blowing their freaking corks. I don't understand it. You know, and they're saying it's going to add so much to the deficit, 1.7 trillion. And I'm thinking, okay, where was this outrage when Obama added $10 trillion to the deficit on your watch, ladies and gentlemen of the Congress? Where was the outrage from the Democratic side? Where? $10 trillion. That's more than any other president in history of this United States combined. That's unbelievable. And then they try to, justify it with, oh, we were at war and it was from Bush and blah, 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 blah. It's just stupid. It's the same old shit. They always pass it over from the last guy. Oh, 8 years, huh? So it lasted 8 years. And then Obama tries to take credit for everything picking up now. He's like, well, that's all for me, you know. And I'm like, God, you guys never stop. It's ridiculous. So, well, he's out. And it's just they're getting more and more discredited. But I'm telling you right now, the Russia probe is going to go nowhere, obviously. And they're going to drop that and then get ready for an onslaught of sexual harassment things toward Trump. They are going to push that with everything they got. And here's another year. They'll probably come up. And they're already asking for another investigation into it. So they want to spend millions more dollars looking into something that is just hearsay. He said, she said. I mean, these people, it's just ridiculous. Of course they're going to come after Trump. He's a billionaire. Of course. It doesn't matter what he says, people. It doesn't matter. People will say, well, you know what? That goes toward his character. Fine. He's not the greatest guy on the planet. He's not, he's got his moral foibles like anybody else. But you know what? Let him talk. He's free to say anything. If he wants to say grab him by the pussy, he's allowed to say that. It wasn't, he said it in confidence to another man when it was just them. He didn't say it in front of a bunch of women. This is why they said it was locker room talk. That's how men talk. I remember when I was in school, people would talk like that. I wouldn't talk like just because I was so shy back then. Amazing, isn't it? I was so shy. But it's annoying. It's just so freaking annoying. And you could see them, slicking the thing, getting it ready to push this down the road once the Russia thing goes. Or even the beginning of the new year, I think they're going to really try to hit this. Because they're throwing people under the bus. They're making saying, okay, we knocked these guys out, and they did the same thing, so now you got to get Trump, because we did it. Democrats, well, we did. Franken's gone. Connors is gone. You could see them working up to it and getting ready to try to have and the media's behind them, so you're going to be hearing this 24/7, starting, I believe, in the new year. Sometime in January, probably beginning of February. I don't know that for sure, but I could just see that they're greasing the wheels, getting it ready to go. And it's going to take another year. This is what they're going to do. It's always going to be something else that they're going to be discredited, and they've already been discredited, the media and everything, so they don't give a shit. They don't care. They're already discredited. Nobody trusts them. Nobody believes them. And if you do believe them, then you're missing it. You're missing it. You're living in a bubble, just like we all used to live in. There was a time when I always trusted the news. I never even questioned the news. There was a time when I actually watched CNN. I didn't think anything bad of them. I just thought it was another news channel. I didn't know. Back when I was real young, probably in my teens. I was a teenager back in when the Gulf War. And then I saw, that they fabricated that they were there. And they do that a lot. And down through the years, they've done that a lot. So, they're like that. They make up stuff. So CNN they're bullshit. They're not a news organization. They're a propaganda arm for somebody, whoever owns the fucking channel. Whoever owns the channel, which I think was Ted Turner. I don't know if he still owns it, but, and he's a big liberal. So, and not a classic liberal, people. We're talking about a libby, an idiot, a libbit. A libbit, a lib beast. They're crazy. They're just crazy. They have no rules of engagement. They just they go for broke, and they send out all their people. Soros is funding all these nuts. They go town to town, breaking out windows of their own fucking town. They're trashing the place and burning it down. Oh, whoops, guys, you got to live there. We don't. You do. I never understood why they would do that. But anyway, whatever. I just feel sorry for the police that, the people who got hurt, they were innocent because these idiots are just trying. That's, we haven't seen that happen much. They were trying to get it going for the Jerusalem thing. We're moving our stuff there and making the capital of Israel Jerusalem. Should have been the capital. I think it was already the capital. Biblically, it is the capital. So, I don't know, guys. And it's like they're looking for anything. And you can almost see it, and you're like, here we go. Here we go. These morons, they're going to hurt people and do all this stuff. And then, Hollywood's a big waste. But see, I knew that. See, I was in the music industry. And back in 2006, I won that. And I'm probably echoing stuff I've already told you before. But it just, for now, for the sake of the argument at hand. And I won that award. And I went over there, and they were talking to us. And we went to those parties. Oh, God, guys. And at that time, I didn't know about those parties. I didn't know that they were there. I didn't know what they meant. And so, oh God, dude. And it's all about power. It's all about the strong, so far as the wealthy. And I was really schooled in California. It was, the beaches and the weather were absolutely awesome. I missed that from California. Just watching the sunset. There was a little town, I can't remember the name of it, but they had a whole bunch. It was a really nice town. It's one of those towns you can walk through. It's always nice weather, and you can walk, and it was a friendly town, and you just felt really good. Just even walking, it was awesome, and you never felt at all threatened ever. I mean, I would walk down there at night, and it was just, maybe it was stupid for me to do that, but anyway, it was just beautiful. And when the sun would set at night, they would come out of their shops and watch the sunset. And in experiencing that with other human beings, is pretty damn cool. I gotta say it, because I like those kind of experiences. I mean, if you're gonna come at me, I'll have to defend myself. I'm not saying I'm a pushover, but I think all of us are like that. I think we all enjoy beauty in nature and stuff that we see. And I'll tell you what, it is gorgeous when you have somebody, all those people watching God's creation the way He meant it to be, and just in awe. It was cool. Anyway, so I was out there for that, and I was out there for about a year, a little bit over a year, and I came back home. It was gross. I was extremely disappointed because I had spent 15 years to that point, getting to that point. Winning the award and walking on stage and playing at the award show and, the red carpet, all the shit. Did the whole thing, the party afterwards, everything. Excuse me. Record labels looking at you. I thought that was it. And then I find out it has nothing to do with it. It's all about disappointment is what it is. And so I totally lost I was on drugs. I got worse. It's just, and it was a mess. My life was a mess at that point. I was broken. So between 2007 for about probably 2014 or so, it was a mess, man. I'll tell you what, it took a lot out of me. I got on drugs. I do all this stuff, and it took me forever to get off that shit. And it feels so nice not having that, not having to have to take stuff. What I was addicted to was prescription pills. So these were doctor prescribed. So I would take too many of them, right? So I would run out, and the doctor would say, "No, well, you can't. I can't give you no more because they won't let me get you anymore." So, and it was Xanax. It was benzodiazepines, and those things are hell trying to get off of. I don't know if you guys have ever known anybody or maybe yourself. They are hell to get off of. That is hell. It took me almost 10 years to get off that shit because you feel so terrible. You feel like you're dying when you try to get off of that stuff. Your whole body gets all tense and squeezes, and you can't breathe. And you're just miserable. Can't sleep. You can't eat. Oh, it's just miserable. And I'm just thinking about it right now. And I thank God I don't feel like that anymore. Oh, my gosh. And it was just, at Thanksgiving, I was thankful. You know, we went around, and my sister said, "Well, what are you thankful for?" And that's one of the things I said. Just because it hits you sometimes. It hits me anyway. That I think about, you know what? I don't have to take that stuff. I'm not going through that withdrawal anymore that I was going through for 10 fucking years. 10 years, guys. It was a constant noose. A constant, oh, God, it was terrible. I can't really explain how bad it is, but it was bad. Anyway, so I don't know why I digressed. I need to digress back to the main point. But benzodiazepines, just FYI, since this is kind of a hodgepodge podcast of 3TZ, don't get on them. I mean, your anxiety, whatever, find something else. They have other stuff that is not addictive like that. Atarax is the name of one. Propranolol is one. They use these for like heart medications, but they also treat anxiety. It's like off the label stuff that it works for. And that stuff does not make you feel like that. So anyway, guys, stay away from the benzodiazepines. Stay away from them. They work awesome. They do. But they are hell to get off of. I mean, listen. Oh. When you feel like you'd rather die, death was a relief to me. That's what I felt like. Please just let me die so I can just stop feeling this way. It was so bad. Okay, I'm done. I don't mean to make this about that, but anyway, so the music industry sucked. Turns out to be just a bunch of bullshit. And now everybody knows it's bullshit because it all came out. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what I saw 10 years ago. A little over 10 years ago now. 12 years ago now. Hell, it sucked. It sucked. But I did not have the foresight to know, oh, somebody's telling me that's what it was. I just saw it and I'm like, what the hell is this? What's with these parties that we go to? Why do we have to wear a mask? Why do I have to do this stuff? Why are people having sex in these rooms with the doors wide fucking open? It's freaky. It's scary. It's scary when people walk up to you and they have these damn masks on and they just keep staring at you. And so, the second one I was like, I'm done. I said I can't do these anymore. And I never had sex with anybody because I didn't want to do that. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Man. Excuse me, I had to take a drinky. But that's what it is, and I could testify to you guys that that's exactly what it's like in California, in that industry, when you get into it. Okay, and that's nothing. I don't know anything. I mean, once you get up to making like hundreds of millions of dollars, that's another level. That's a freaking another level. That, you know, that's when they eat feces and all that shit. And I never done any of that stuff, or is never even approached to do that stuff. I was approached by Scientology, believe it or not. And that was before I really knew what the hell they were about. Anyway, so yeah, they're nuts. Oh, wow. But Trump is doing an incredible job. What an incredible guy. Honestly, to take all the shit that he has taken constantly and still deliver, that's amazing to me. I mean, the guy's like a stone and still have love in him. It's wow. I mean, he's blessed. God is looking after him. Well, let's just say that. Let's just be honest about that. Okay, this was definitely a hodgepodge podcast. 3TZ Hodgepodge. The podcast that talks about everything. Like a big tossed salad. Delicious. All right, and I think that's where we're going to stop because I'm already at 16 minutes. So, but yeah, man, it's amazing. I got so many stories I could go and tell you about stuff like that. If you guys, message me and let me know if you'd like to hear certain things. And pretty much anything that I being in that business for 15 years. This was before LA. But I saw a lot of things, a lot of people. This is from a guy who was so shy in high school, I could barely talk to people. And then going out and doing that and being very successful at it at that point. Okay, I don't want to talk about that anymore. That's just a bummer. That whole thing was a bummer. The whole music industry was a big freaking bummer. A big bummer. Well, guys, Merry Christmas. I'll say that because I won't have another podcast before Christmas. So Merry Christmas. I'll talk to you before the new year. Once again, if you have anything that you'd like me to talk about, and I've had a lot of people ask me about another 3TZ mystery podcast, which just talks about some cases and stuff, and I'm going to do another one of those. I haven't picked out, there's so many of those stories. I just want to pick out a really good one, or a couple, and do like a 15, 25-minute podcast of that, because people seem to really like that one. So, and that's what I will do. All right, guys, have a Merry Christmas. I love you. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you get all the updates when I upload and get that sent to you. So until next time, God bless and have a great Christmas, and I will see you next week.